Okay, seriously, how does a hotel get so cursed that it becomes world famous for death, mystery, and ghost sightings? Because that's exactly what happened with the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. And lately people are saying the spirits there are getting louder. Now, if you've never heard of the Cecil, congrats, you've somehow avoided the creepiest building in America. But for the rest of us, we know it as the place where people vanish, jump, scream in the night, and never leave. And today we're going back, not just to the headlines, but deep into the shadows of its past, and the disturbing things still happening behind those walls. Let's rewind for a second. The Cecil Hotel opened in 1924, intended to be luxurious, classy, and upscale. But the timing was awful. The Great Depression hit, the area collapsed into poverty. And by the 1940s, the Cecil had a new nickname, the Suicide Hotel. No joke, dozens of people died inside. Some jumped from windows, some overdosed, and some were never identified at all. But here's where it gets seriously dark. In 1985, Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker, stayed there. Yes, that Night Stalker. One of the most terrifying serial killers in US history. He would reportedly return to his room after a murder covered in blood, toss his clothes in the dumpster out back, and walk in like nothing happened. And no one said a thing, because by then, the Cecil had already given up. But if you thought that was it, nah, because the story gets weirder in 2013. Enter Elisa Lam. If you've ever been online, you've probably seen the footage. Elisa in a hotel elevator acting strange. She peeks out, looks terrified, hides in the corner, then presses every button, moves like someone or something is chasing her. A few days later, she was found dead in the water tank on the hotel roof. No signs of trauma, no drugs, the tank was sealed, and somehow, guests had been drinking and showering with that water for days. Let that sink in. Her death was ruled accidental, but to this day no one has a solid explanation. Some say she was being followed, others think it was mental illness. But a growing number of people believe she wasn't alone in that elevator. Because the Cecil Hotel doesn't just attract tragedy, it feeds on it. Visitors have reported flickering lights, ice-cold rooms, shadow figures at the end of the hallway. Some claim they hear whispers in the stairwell, the sound of heels walking across the ceiling above them, even when no one has checked into that floor. One couple said they felt someone breathing next to them in bed. Another tourist literally checked out at 3 a.m. after waking up to their bathroom mirror fogged up with the words, "Get out." You can't make this up. And lately, thanks to TikTok and YouTube urban explorers, new footage is surfacing. People sneaking in, filming abandoned floors, catching weird shapes in doorways. One guy said his phone died the second he stepped inside, and when it turned back on, he had audio recordings he never pressed play on, just silence, and then faintly in the background, "Help me." Even paranormal investigators have called the Cecil one of the most active locations they've ever stepped into. Some believe the walls hold on to energy, that every tragic moment, every violent act, leaves a piece of itself behind. And with so much death over nearly a century, yeah, the place is practically dripping with it. Here's the twist. In 2021, they tried to reopen the Cecil as affordable housing, but residents have reported strange things even today. Lights turning on and off, doors slamming, and people waking up in the middle of the night feeling watched. So the question isn't, is the Cecil Hotel haunted? It's more like, how many ghosts are fighting for your attention once you walk in? And if ghosts do exist, well, they're definitely not resting peacefully here. The Cecil isn't just haunted, it's cursed. And whatever's inside, it's not done with us yet. Sleep tight.